Hi, and welcome to another tutorial. This is going to be a quick mod where basically you take a American Nintendo 64 and you turn it into a unit that can play both American and Japanese Nintendo 64 games. If you'd already watched my Super Nintendo / Super Famicom mod video, then you're pretty familiar with the routine already. If we knock this up here and then take a look inside, you might be able to see that there's a little notch right there. There's going to be one on the other side as well, and those correspond to American cartridges, where you have a little cutout right here that'll fit on those slots, just like that, and now you can play the game. Problem is, of course, when you take a Japanese game like this Famista 64 here, you can see that the backside is different. So it doesn't have the cutouts on the edges, it has it in the more along the center here. So if we try to put that in, it's not going to go in and the pins aren't going to register. So we could, take out a piece of the cartridges, but I don't like to destroy the cartridges, for collector's value, and just because I don't really like to destroy these. I'd much rather mod the console itself to make that more flexible and to be able to play more games with a single console. Saves room on the shelf, and it's really easy. Now, you could of course just open up the dust covers like this and go in with a Dremel tool and just kind of cut those areas out, but there's some issues with that. First of all, if you do that, you might hit the other edges around the corner here. You might get dust inside of the cartridge bay. So for that reason, I do prefer to take these things apart before I start. And I'll make a video about how to disassemble one of these Nintendo 64s. I haven't done that yet, but I will in the future. But what you need to do is you need to have one of the Nintendo Secure Bit in order to open this up. And there's going to be 6 screws on the bottom here. So I will just take these out and then jump cut to when I have the actual physical bay itself, and I'll show you how that is done. There we are. So I've taken the top piece off, and you can see the underside of the little tray here, and we'll take that out as well. That's just 2 Phillips screws. That's easy enough. And you could of course just take the bay out completely. If you wanted to go that route, you can just simply do this. But the problem, as you can see here, the dust cover is kind of relying on that tray to kind of hold everything in place. So if you were to take that away, then the dust covers wouldn't be as accurate, because there's nothing basically keeping this pinned down. So if you were to just take this and just throw it out and put the system back together again, then these things would just crumble. So you would then have a console which would be like this, with everything exposed. But you would now be able to play these games. It's just not exactly the preferred method. So we're gonna modify that. I'll just put this away. And now you can see these pins here a lot better. So just to show you here how it works, those will slide right in there. But when it comes to these games, you know, it's not gonna fit. So we just need to take those areas out. So we'll use the Dremel for that. Yeah, just deburring it a little bit. And I think I'll actually take a little knife over this edge right here. But this will give you an idea of what you want it to look like at the end. So if we take the Famicom cartridge at this point, you will see that it has no problem whatsoever going down in that corner. So you have to do the same on the other side up here, and that's all there is to it. So I'll jump cut to when I have everything done. And there you have it. So that's all been fixed. You see the dust cover here is working perfectly. Got the cartridge bay in here, and then the cutouts on the corners. So now if we take the American game, it's gonna go in fine. And we'll take the Japanese game, and again, that'll go in perfectly fine. And the beauty of Japanese and American games is that they have the exact same region code. They're both NTSCs. So just by doing that simple modification, you'll be able to play any Japanese Nintendo 64 games on your Nintendo 64. So I hope you enjoyed the video and found it helpful. And best of luck. Thank you for watching.